Hey guys, in the previous video we discussed about how you can make a basic login form. But as you know, that login form that we made in the previous video was not very fancy and it was not looking pretty good. So in this video we are going to make it more detailed, we are going to give it more design and let us make it look much better. Let's get started. Okay, so I've made a little bit of modifications from the past video. The one thing that I've done is I have resized the form to a more compact size. I've changed the position of the text fields. One more thing that I've done is I've taken the text field and I've gone to this property called as the border style. I've changed the border style from fixed 3D, which is the default, to none. So it looks like a flat design. Now before you change the background, there are two things that you need to know. First, you should have the background image with you. I have designed my own image using the basic paint app, and here this folder here is the location of your project, which is the default location for me created by Visual Studio. It will always be inside document, Visual Studio, projects, and then your project name. Until and unless you modify it, it is going to be the same. Then I have opened this folder, which is the main folder, and I have created one more folder here called as resources. Now why did I do that? Generally, when you make an app, you'll have lot of files, you'll have lot of images. You want to keep all of them organized, like otherwise it will not look good. Like even if you want to select a particular image when you're programming, it'll be a very difficult task when you have like some 20 to 30 images. So I create this folder called as resources. So all the sounds, pictures, everything I put it here. Okay, so this is the image that I have designed for my app. Very simple. I just drew one line, one more parallel line, and other parallel line, connected these. One color here, the same color here, and the other thing is white. And other thing you need to know is you need to know the RGB values of the colors that you want to use. For this color here, the RGB value is 0, 131, 143. So if you put these code, okay, each color has got its own unique code. So that is the RGB values. All right. I hope you guys know it. So how am I going to put that image for this background? Okay, so I've selected this form and I'm going to this property called as background image. It's here, and I'm going to change it. Okay, I'm going to local resource import, and this is that folder, which is the folder that I just showed you. I'm going to select that image, click OK, and again OK. So it's going to import. Sometimes when you do it, see, it may come like this. Like, see, the same image is being put like one after the other. It's called tiling. Okay, now one thing that you have to do is just resize your image to adjust it. Or if you really wanted to come up, there are some options here. You see background image layout, you can tile it, span it. Just try the various combination, try it for yourself and try to understand what it is. For my application right now, I don't need any of that, so I'm just going to adjust it like this. And I wanted the background of this and that to be the same. So what I did is I selected this, even the label. Okay, so I wanted the backgrounds to be the same. So this is the same label that we did in the last class. The only changes I've done is I've changed the position and I've changed its background, which I'll show you how to change it. Just select all these components, then you go to this thing called as the background color. Okay, this is the default color. I'm changing it. I'm putting that code of my color, that is 0, 131, 141, 143, sorry, 143. So you see both the colors have been matched up, and earlier the label was in black color and I changed it to white. That's the 4 color property. So if you change the 4 color property, you will have whatever is that color for that text to be written. And this thing in here, you see, right, this small little thing, this is actually called as a panel. If you go to the toolbox and if you type panel, this is the panel. I've dragged and dropped it into my user interface, and what I've done is, see, actually panel is a component which can hold the other components. Like this entire form here is holding all of these components. No, same like that, a panel can be used to hold all the other individual components, but you can use it for any purpose. It is not necessary that it is meant for that, so you should use only for that. It's totally up to you and your creativity. So what I've done is I've changed the size of this. I've made it smaller. My intention is to get a straight line. So I have used this panel to get a straight line. Basically, that's what I'm trying to tell you. I've selected this panel. I'm coming to the property here, which is its size. Instead of the width to be 10, I'm giving it as 2, and sorry, not 12, 200. It was 200 and 2. So you see now it has become like a straight line. Now if I want the line to be white, all that I have to do is select the panel, go to the 4 color and change it to whatever color you want. White means white. Just select whichever color you want and you will be getting that straight line. So I just wanted to show you that. Now I'm going to delete this because I don't need it. Okay, so this is how our form is. What is this? It's a panel. Okay, this is a panel which is not required. That just came in by mistake. Sorry, I'll delete that as well. Okay, so I have the two lines. Now I'll just run this and show you how it is as of now. Okay, build succeeded, and if you can see, this is the panel as of now. Doesn't it look much better than how it was looking before? Now I'm saying you one thing, all these designs that you have to be creative. You can't just expect to download the entire panel like that. You can do a lot of things here, not just this design. Now if you get confused about, okay, I don't know, I'm not very creative, I don't know much of designs, I'll give you a suggestion. Go to Google and type login form designs or login page designs. Go to Google Images and search this. You will have plenty of designs. When you look at so many designs and when you start designing it by yourself, you will definitely get much creative ideas. So don't waste your time, keep trying out these things. All right, okay, so now we have designed all that. So now let's look at the button. The button is looking too ordinary. So how can I change this? One thing, I will make sure that this size, like, see, there are like three things. Username is like one part, the password thing is the other part, and then comes the button. I'll try to make that the same. So I'll just keep it here. Okay, I can't do that. I'll keep it here and try to see how it is. Okay, it is a bit big, so I'll reduce that size. I'll make it like this. Okay, that looks better. So now I'm aligning that so that it exactly matches up with these two fields. And a bit big. Okay, I'll change the size of the login text because I feel that's a bit too big for that size of a button. So I'll go to the font. Again, in the font we had the option to change the size. I'll change it from 20 to, let's try 16. Okay, not bad, 16 is good. Now one more thing is, I want the background of this button to be almost as same as this. No, I'll make the background to be white and then the text I'll make it as cyan. So it'll be like contrasting colors. Usually contrasting colors look good. So what I'll do is, I've selected the button. Now I'm going to change its forecolor. Forecolor is the color of the text, right? And that text I want it to be this greenish kind of color, and that code is the same, 0, 131 and 143. That is changed, and I want the background color to be white. So again I search for the background color that's here and I'll make it white. I go to custom and I select white. So you see, this is the entire form that I have designed. Now one more thing, I can add a logo here if my software has a logo, but as of now it doesn't have a logo, so I'll just keep it like a bit below this thing so that, you know, the space is used up very well. So this is certainly much better than the login form it was in the previous video. So okay, so now if you say this, I will add one more label here, because when the user is logging in, if the password he typed is wrong or if the username he typed is wrong, the user should know that, right? If you just keep it there and then there is no error message displayed, it's not going to make any sense. The form will just stay there. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to put a label down here. I'm going to call this label as message display label, and obviously this label will be hidden, and the content of this label has to be changed programmatically. Like, the content of this label is library management system. That will always be library management system itself, so you don't have to change it. But this label will have different meaning and it has to be shown and removed. So in the future videos, when I actually start programming this, I will explain about that. So that's it for this video, guys. I have shown you how to design, how to give the design for this, and for the last time I'll just run this and show you how the form has come out. Okay, this is the form. So you can type something here. I'll type in my name, sorry, Hellos, and then if I type the password, it's coming as stars. So this is exactly what I wanted, and this is like a button, login button. This thing is certainly, I've just kept it there for now because later on when I program it, I will change it. Okay, but otherwise I think the form looks pretty good and it does look exciting. Now this is why I like C Sharp. I don't know if you can do so much of modifications and styling in Java. I'm not very sure, but maybe you can. I don't know. If you guys know it, please comment it below so that even I know it. But in C Sharp, you certainly can do a lot of stuff. If you are going to choose Windows Presentation Foundation, remember in the starting video I told you there's something called as Windows Presentation Foundation. We selected Windows Forms. If you use that, there are lots of more options. You can even tilt the entire form. There is so much of control in that. So my suggestion to you is when you start making your mini project, you should have an idea in your mind. Okay, how do I want it to look like? See, this entire design that you have, you should have it in your mind. Until you have it in your mind, don't start doing it. Don't even open Visual Studio. So one more thing that I can say you is, if you can look into the previous videos that I've done, I don't go to directly design it, because from my experience, if you directly start designing it, you will definitely screw it up. So what I do is, I first make a basic design, just make it look like anything. I don't care for the design at first. I only care for the functionalities. What text fields should be there? Should it be a password field? How many buttons should be there? That basic layout you have to design first. Once you do the basic layout, you have to check with your requirement specification, or you should check with your like, first you'll be having some ideas in your mind, right? You should see if you have included everything, and if you're satisfied with that, only then make it all that styling things and all the things which I showed you in this video. So stay tuned guys. In the next video I certainly will be going more into code, so it is not going to be as interesting as these videos, but still it's not going to be tough. I can promise you that. I'll explain you things. We'll be looking into code in the next video, how to make this button work. Right now it's just a normal button sitting there. We'll learn about how to make the button work, and we'll also learn about how to attach a database into the main software that we have here. Okay, so I guess that's it for this video. We have learned quite a lot here. I want you guys to really try it out. Don't just watch this video and think, okay, I can do it. I want each of you guys to go download the software, install it, and start working, because that's the only way you can learn. And any doubt you get, please comment it below. I'll be answering your doubts. And if you really like the way, if you really want to help me out, please like this video and share it with your friends. Anybody, just share it with them so that even they can see these videos. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, do it. It will surely be helpful to you. Thank you guys, and have a great day.